Definitely not the finish we were hoping for at Scotiabank Arena. And the Raptors stay winless on home court as they drop this one 111-108 to the Chicago Bulls and drop to 1-3 on the season. But you know what? I started the Leaf video off with the garbage can in my head, on my head. I got to give this Raptor team a ton of damn credit today. They played their damn tail off. As much as there were some, really bad times, like in the second quarter, they just did not play very well defensively whatsoever. And even in the third, it was kind of shaky. Down by 20, this young squad battled back, and even down like 10 with under 4 to play, fought back and made it a 3-point game. Fred had a chance at the buzzer, and it just grazed the rim, and you lose 111-108. I can speak for a basketball fan, period. That was an insane game to watch. It's unfortunate the Raptors did not end up on the right end of that score, but it is what it is. First quarter, neither team got it going offensively, 24-24 after one quarter. In the second quarter, as I mentioned, your defense was shoddy. You were not good. Switches were terrible. Wide open look after wide open look. It was not pretty to watch. And offensively, you weren't cruising by any means. 37-27 Chicago in that quarter. They're up by 10 at halftime. And in the third quarter, they get it back down to it was like 5 or something like that. You're crawling back into it. Because your defense tightens up again, and then a big shot and expands. They went on a little run, and to end the third quarter, they end up +2, 31-29 in that quarter, and they're up by 12 going into the fourth. Those middle frames killed the Raptors, allowing 68 points in the middle frames. This Raptor squad offensively is rarely going to score 68 in a half. So you got to avoid doing that at all times, and turnovers were a big portion of that. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But in that fourth quarter, when it looked bleak, you're down 12 heading into the fourth quarter, they battle back, they fight, they get it down to like 4, then they build it back up to 10 because DeMar DeRozan, love you dearly, pal, but damn it, Debo! And but then the Raptors were like, no, we ain't done yet. They started knocking down some shots again. Then the turnover from Vucevic, allowing Scotty Barnes to throw it down. It's a 2-point game. Then Vucevic goes to the free throw line. He's got to make 2. He misses the first one. So at the very worst, you're looking for a 3 to tie it. He knocks it down, and up comes Fred. He actually got some space from Vucevic, and it grazed, I believe it was the front rim. And that was all she wrote as the Raptors lost this one 111-108. The fight, the effort, that's what you love to see. Well, I understand, we love to see a win. We love to see this team go 2-2 in the season. But can we all just take a step back and realize that we are doing this? Like this Raptor squad is doing this. One, they're so new to each other. 2 of your 5 starting guys have never played together. One had never played in the NBA going into this year in Scotty Barnes. Precious Achiuwa played in Miami, and even then he didn't play very much there. And oh yeah, you lost this guy. It's not like you're just going to be like, we're fine, and everything's going to be hunky-dory. It's going to take some time. And oh yeah, you still don't have Pascal Siakam. And the effort, the fight, is incredible from this Raptor squad. Is it not getting, the wins aren't there? Yeah, but I'll take the good performances any day, especially from this really, really young team. Now, lots of good performances individually from the Raptors today. Precious Achiuwa, another double-double, 11 points, 11 boards, 2 dimes. Did shoot 4 of 12, though, so he royally struggled in this one, shooting the basketball. Gary Trent Jr. had 15 points, 5 boards, 1 dime. Started out red hot, kind of cooled down a little bit later on. Shot 7 of 15, was 4 of 9 from three-point range, however. He was a sharpshooter there. You know why? Because he wasn't forcing his shots. There were moments in that game where I'm like, Gary, you shouldn't, no, stop, no. You're taking bad shots. Then he dials up a good one, and he knocks it down, and I'm like, there you go. Like, it's pretty wild how Gary Trent Jr. is. He'll take a lot of tough shots, and he'll miss most of them. But when he gets the good looks, he knocks them basically all down. It's pretty wild for Gary Trent Jr. And Scotty Barnes, didn't have the crazy 25-13 night today, but a solid 13 points, 4 boards, 6 of 8 shooting, had a steal and a block, but 6 turnovers for Scotty Barnes in the game today. And one crucial one was when you got it down to 4. They brought it back down. That's when they brought it back up to 10, as I said earlier. That was one of the Scotty Barnes turnovers late in the game. And those are tough. But it's a 20-year-old kid, never played in the NBA before, right? You're gonna have these moments for him, and it's learn from it, move on, and develop yourself. That's all it is for Scotty Barnes, as much as a tough pill to swallow sometimes, especially in a game where you lose only by 3 points. But OG Anunoby, back-to-back games where OG is on fire. He started out the game really slow, but man, did he pick it up and make some big-time shots late in this game. He had 22 points, 8 boards, 5 dimes, 8 of 17 shooting the ball, 4 of 8 from three-point range. He had 2 steals in the game as well. OG was phenomenal. He was absolutely fantastic. And Fred VanVleet drops a career-high 17 assists in the game today, go along with 15 points and 6 rebounds. Shoots 6 of 13, was 1 of 4 from 3. Had 2 steals in the game, did turn it over 8 times. And this leads to my next point. And I'm going to get to the specifics about shooting and whatnot for each team in a little bit, but I wanted to get to the... I missed my note. Hold on, I have it down here. Minus 15 in points off of turnovers. I believe that the turnover differential was 7, 19-12, or 20-12, or something like that in favor of, I don't know how you look at it. They had less turnovers than we did. So they had 12, we had 20, and they were plus 15 in points off of turnovers. You only lost by 3. It's a big part of the game. You clean it up. We talked about it in the Dallas game, right? Neither team turned the ball over a lot. And if the Raptors didn't do that today, good chance you win this basketball game. But alas, that didn't really happen. You turned the ball over a ton. They made you pay for it, and it's tough, all right? Let's get to the stats here real quick, all right? I actually totally forgot about Khem Birch, the only guy off the bench in double figures, 11 points, 2 boards, 1 dime, 5 of 7 shooting. Good to see him make an impact off the bench. Chicago shot 48% from the field, 44% from three-point range. Yeah, it's not good. 96% from the free throw line. What's so wild about that, they missed 1 free throw. And it was Nikola Vucevic's his second last attempt of the game. Can you imagine if he missed that one and Fred knocked it down and we won it in overtime and their only missed free throw of the game was that one to cost them? Would have been wild. Unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. Raptors shot 48% from the field as well. Shot 40% from three-point range and 80% from the free throw line, which is not a bad offensive game all around for the Raptors. You have 48% from the field, 40% from 3, 80% from the line. That's an average solid game offensively. 108 points scored. It's unfortunately those middle frames, though, really kills you. You had 24-19 in the first and fourth quarter. You did great there. In the middle frames, they royally struggled, though. Now, some positives, though. Plus 20 on the glass. They flat out dominated the glass. They were plus 9 in offensive rebounds. They were plus 14 in points in the paint. They did a heck of a job in certain aspects of the game today. It just, turnovers really killed you today. And it's unfortunate, but that's a young team, a very new team to one another that's going to take some learning. You're only game 4 into the season. Preseason is, doesn't really count, obviously. So you had a few preseason games with these guys, but in the end, you got to get out there and play in regular season action. That's what you're seeing right now. And they're making some mistakes. Of course they are. And as I said to you guys early on in the year, you're going to see some ugly games this season. You're going to see some great games like we did against Boston. But you got to take this team for what it is. We can't expect them to be better than they are, right? We're watching them fight every game without trying to find a way to deal with not having him around and not having Pascal at least to start the season. They're doing a great job, right? They're doing a fantastic job going about their business the way they are, all right? So the next game for the Toronto Raptors is on Wednesday, and they welcome in the Indiana Pacers to town. It's a 7:30 tip-off. The Raptors need to get a win at home, damn it. Like their only road game they've played, they won the damn thing, right? No, Wizards, yeah, they was at home. The only road game they've played, they didn't just win. They laid an absolute beatdown on the Boston Celtics. The other games you've lost, all at home. Very weird, considering that Raptor teams in the past straight up dominant at home, one of the best home records in all of basketball over the last 5 years, whatever the heck it is. It's incredible. And to start the year, you're 0-3. Really odd. But they can right the ship, get back into the win column, and get their home winning streak started on Wednesday as they host the Indiana Pacers at Scotiabank Arena. So, all right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoy the game today, it was a very entertaining game by all means, by any means. Smack the like button to appreciate that, guys. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are not already. Comment down below thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What you like, what you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors. Twitter's down below for myself. Follow us at me, damn, do all that great stuff, guys. The Instagram link is down below as well. So follow up there if you have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys. Leafs edition Wednesday. They're in Chicago taking on the Blackhawks. Whatever. And as for the Toronto Raptors, they welcome in the Indiana Pacers to Scotiabank Arena on Wednesday night. 7:30 tip-off there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.